Now let's bring in Xavier into the discussion. He is the former communication advisor to the Palestine Liberation Organization. Very good to have you on the program. If indeed we move closer to some sort of Palestinian state at this point, what would it actually look like? I mean, are we talking about a basis of the pre-1967 borders, or are we seeing a process of sort of Oslo 2.0, where Palestinians have to fight with whatever's left of the land?
Thank you, Per. When we talk about the recognition of the state of Palestine, we are talking about recognition on the 1967 borders. And I think that's very clear based on UN resolutions, particularly UN Resolution 67-19 of November 29th, 2012, which is the resolution that upgraded the status of Palestine in the United Nations and which allowed for Palestine to access international treaties and organizations, including, for example, the Rome Statute that now has, through the International Criminal Court, Mr. Benjamin Netanyahu with an arrest warrant for war crimes and crimes against humanity.
Some are talking about the momentum that we're now seeing happening around the world as almost like a South African apartheid momentum. Do you draw those similarities as well, that the international pressure is now becoming so intense like it did during those South African apartheid years?
Certainly looks very similar. And I think one of the most important points that Israel, unlike in previous decades, they are not even trying to appear as wanting to have a peaceful resolution. They are very clear that they don't want a Palestinian state, that they don't want equality, that they want Palestinians from Gaza out of Palestine in what we refer to as ethnic cleansing. So they are not offering a political solution that people worldwide could actually identify with. What they are saying is we don't want Palestinians to have rights, period. So it doesn't matter whether it's a two-state solution, Oslo 2.0, one state with equal rights. It's just that Palestinians do not deserve to have equal rights, and particularly the right to self-determination. That's why the international community is responding. But I would basically focus more, just as you touched the issue of South Africa, more on the public demonstrations than the government positions, because those public demonstrations have been pushing governments to take concrete measures. One of those concrete measures is the recognition of the state of Palestine, but I do believe that it has to be followed up by other steps, particularly by sanctions, in order to translate the vision of a Palestinian state on the 67 borders into reality.
Now, talking about diplomacy, international treaties, if we go back to that Montevideo Convention of 1933, listing those 4 criteria for what, in fact, is a state, Palestine still has some way to go there to actually fulfill those 4 criteria. Do you think that the state of Palestine will achieve all those 4 criteria in the near future?
Allow me to disagree on that part, because the territories the borders are defined as the borders of 1967. Palestine also has a permanent population, and it has the capacity to establish international relations. I don't think the issue is in the Montevideo Convention. I think the issue is on the Israeli occupation, and the fact that today what countries are recognizing is a state under occupation. The big question here is whether those countries that are recognizing now will understand that they now assume a bigger responsibility that is going to push them in order to take concrete measures. Once again, recognition of the state of Palestine without recognizing the ongoing genocide, without taking action in order to end Israeli occupation, including sanctions, it's going to be totally meaningless.
Xavier Abu Aid, always good to have you on the program and hear your analysis. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Bert.